All right, so I sat and thought about like what I would honestly, sit here and talk about on this video for today. And it took me like over an hour to like think about what I'm gonna talk about. But what I've been learning from like one, the artists that I listen to, or the people who when I say artists, I mean like anybody in this world, like anybody who creates, anybody who's in the space of creating something that is useful to other people. A lot of the artists that I listen to, I'm gonna use like Lil Durk, okay? So I listen to a lot of Lil Durk. Like when I'm by myself, I listen to a lot of Lil Durk. Lil Durk has entered a space in his life where like he plays songs on his Instagram or his live. He makes a lot of songs about feelings and emotions, dealing with everything. And it's like once you enter this pocket or this space to start sharing different sides of what you feel and think with your fan base, it lets the people that follow you know everything and anything that's going on in your space. So here I am. I was thinking about what should I do as far as like being more expressive, being more open the to the audience or the group of people who do enjoy watching these videos or who do watch these videos from time to time when they have time. And so for me, I wanted to share a video about like the emotional, like the feeling side, being more open to be I want to say vulnerable, but I don't even know if that's the word. Like I had a talk with my father and my mother, and I had a long talk with my mother and father. These are separate conversations I had, but they were just giving me advice on different things. And this is what I truly value about having a mother or a father. You can get an idea or a perspective from an older crowd, from an older generation on what they did wrong and what they did right based on what they're saying and also what they're portraying and what they're representing now on a day-to-day basis. So I had to talk to my father about emotions and feelings, and he was explaining to me how from his experiences in life, he was saying like, yo, you can't just be all about money all the time. And I honestly understand what that means. I truly get what that means. Like, you cannot be all about money 24/7. You begin or you will start to push people away from you that are supposed to be in your corner. You push people away that are really, truly, genuinely happy or supporting you for the things that you want to accomplish or want to do. Sometimes it can come off as selfish. It's like all these different emotions and feelings, like where you would stop and consider what somebody is saying, there are pockets where you're just like, see, now this is the part of like trying to figure out the balance of emotions and feelings. Now, what I mean by that is, okay, one side is like, let's just use like the things you've been through, for example. There might have been a pocket or a space where you went through some hurt, some heartbreak. You went through some ups and downs. You've been through some adversity, some hardships in your life where specific things or things that you went through, it make you sometimes not ever want to experience those feelings again. Or sometimes you kind of wall it up or try to hide it from everybody that, hey, I went through this moment in my life, and you disguise as like you're invincible, you can't be touched, it won't happen to you again. And that right there is exactly what I went through or experienced. And I'm trying to undo that. So like, there are pockets where you try to undo certain movements and motions and mannerisms. Like, man, look, I got to a point in my life where I'm pushing, I'm growing, I'm moving towards a better life. But my dad, talking to my mother and my father, there's like, you also got to take the time out to be around friends, take the time out to be around family. Like now in this space I'm in now, I now have like a girl that I talk to, okay? And it's definitely a feeling where I have to learn how to be around somebody else. I have to learn how to do and say things, even if I don't require it. But you know, when you're in a relationship with another person or you're dealing with friends and family, you have to do and say things that also benefit them. Like I've been doing a lot of research. I've been listening to like the people around me. Um, what are people saying around you? What are the things that people say about you when you're around them? I'm talking about people who are close by, people who are around you most of your day or are a part of your life as much as possible. My dad tells me, like, just from perspective, yo, you about money a lot. Don't be too much about just money. And I learned that from watching him. And this is the flip side of that though. Being all about money, there is like this little, it's like this space that's created in you where you don't feel or see or hear nothing nobody talking about. You just want to go get to some money. Like, hey, I'm about this money. That's all. But the other side of it, what my dad was telling me is like, you gonna lose friends, family, and people that's all at really like supporting you or really trying to be around you. And family wise, I can see that. Friends wise, I don't really hang around too many people no more. Really don't hang around too many people no more. But there is another side where you have to learn how to keep your center, keep your focus, and keep pushing on the things that you want to accomplish or achieve, because like that's the only way to get ahead. But I also understand this on a bigger scale where like, because of the space we're in, because of the way it's set up out here, this world, this system, it requires you to make money. It requires you to go get money. And sometimes you have to work a lot of hours. Sometimes you have to work longer than you prefer. You have to do more than what you prefer to make the money. And sometimes they push your emotions and feelings on the back burner because you're trying to just go get some money. Now, that right there is the part where I want to learn, like, having the balance. And this is the things that I talk to about with my mother and father. It's got to be a work-life balance. You have to balance work, but you also have to balance, like, the things you do with friends, the things you do with family. If you got a boyfriend, you got to deal with that. If you got a girlfriend, you got to deal with that. Like, and you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Like, that's really the thing that I've been learning or trying to figure out, is that you have to really create that balance. And you don't on purposely push people out of your life, you know? You don't on purposely keep people away from you. But actions speak louder than words, do they not? So you can say and do, well, you can say any and everything that you want to say. But are your actions lining up with where you want to go? Are your actions lining up with what you want to do? So that part for me is just, it's very difficult. So, I mean, most of the time for me, hey, what I've learned is things get a little difficult, things might get hard. I put it into the videos. That's how I got to this point now. Like, that's how I got to this point now. A lot of things I was dealing with or facing in my past, like, year being where I was. Anytime I felt something or thought something deep on it, I sat and took a deep breath and thought about what I was feeling. I put it in the YouTube video, because what happened is, more times than not, I had people who were going through the same things around me, or people who share these videos or watch these videos. They was going through the same things. Like, yo, I felt that same thing with my friends or family. I felt that same thing with the girl I was talking to. I felt that same thing with the boy I was talking to. Like, it's really like a space where you got to understand yourself. But also, like, if you don't do YouTube videos, like, it's cool. Like, do you play ball? Go shoot some hoops. Go find that space. Go find that place where your mind, your heart, your spirit is centered on something that brings you joy, like truly brings you joy. I enjoy shooting YouTube videos. At one point in my life, it was playing ball. What brings you joy? What gives you that work-life balance? What brings the joy of a healthy work-life balance, you know? And I truly understand, like, not being all about money. Like, I truly understand that. The driving factors in your life might have been harsh as to why you focused on one specific thing in your life more than other things. For me, I can honestly say that the driving force of wanting a better lifestyle, the driving force of wanting more money, you just remember those experiences growing up. And that's another thing about healthy work-life balance, is not to bring your negativity or your past into what is present with the current people in your life, okay? Learn how to stay in the moment, be present with the people that are in your life, and share the experiences that they are sharing with you. Learn to be in that moment and express while with that person or with those group of people. And I think oftentimes we do bring up the past as to like a reason why we act a certain way or carry ourselves a certain way. And you need positive people, you need positive reinforcements around you to let you know, like, hey, that did happen. Yeah, you went through this, or you've experienced this and that. But it's time to change. It's time to make some growth, you know? And those are the things that I'm truly, truly, truly learning. Grow. It's time to grow. It's time to elevate. Pick yourself up. Let's move into a better light. Let's move into a better direction. And I feel like once you work on yourself and get yourself to a certain space, once you get yourself to a certain pocket, the people that are supposed to be in your life come along. The people who are supposed to stay in your life stay present. And, you know, like while shooting these videos, I'll just say this. Face value on like how I carry myself. I keep it smooth. I keep it player. I don't trip on too much stuff. I never do. There are pockets where I have, but overall, you got to keep this in order. You got to keep your mindset in order to keep a positive work-life balance, because what happens is if you're too much into the workspace, it'll affect your personal life. If you're too much in the personal life, it can affect your work and the things that are required for you to go out here and, you know, accomplish the task at hand. But it's just like some food for thought, though. Just some things to think about. Just some things to think about.